What's going on, everybody? Back here with another one. Today we are talking about our week in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah,
Yep.
And then we're getting into another absolutely wild crash out that occurred at our locals this time.
Yes.
Stay tuned for that one. That one's juicy.
Yeah.
Cards thrown, names called,
Yep.
everything except maybe we'll
Lack
see.
of accountability.
Yep.
Typical. And
yeah,
and then we also discussed like even some of the new decks as well, like from Phantom Revengers and their place in the game currently.
Yes.
Just briefly touching on it because we experienced them a little bit, which you'll see in our MATTCS videos, and that I also experienced at locals as well.
Yes, so. And then we touch on the most cringe strategies you can play in the game, why you shouldn't play them, why sometimes it's okay, and which is the cringiest. Is it Stun? Is it FTK? Is it Jackson? So,
as always, make sure to like this video, subscribe if
you're new. One more, subscribe to the channel, man. Maybe I shouldn't curse right off the top of the episode. No. Subscribe to the channel, because a lot of y'all are watching and you're not subscribed. I'm talking to you, Jackson. Wow. Subscribe. Anyways.
Yeah. And then, comment down below your thoughts and opinions, because we obviously speak our mind about whatever it is that we're talking about.
Yep.
So make sure to comment down below what you think and how you feel about what some of the things we say. And leave some constructive criticism, as always.
Yeah.
So enjoy the video.
Tell us what you think of the new set.
Yeah.
Spruce it up a little bit. Better lighting.
My forehead doesn't look as bad. You know what I mean? My hairline looks proper.
You don't have to wear sunglasses when you watch Raaid's forehead anymore. All right, guys. Enjoy the episode. Welcome back to the pod. Raaid's back in the booth.
What's going on?
Let's get straight into it, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our week in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Actually, no. Off the top, let's address some things.
Yes. There was a certain character that commented on one of our videos just talking about a lot of hogwash. So he's like, I watched the first 17 minutes and I wasn't very interested. So I rewatched the first 17 minutes. Like, yo, you just watched 34 minutes of our pod and you rewatched the first part. So... And, he's like, you guys are talking about stuff that's already been talked about, a couple days late. We're like, we bring up the news and stuff. Look, we are two grown-ass men with full-time jobs. We can't necessarily make time to, like, hop on the new thing right away, open packs of the new set right
that's
away.
also not what this podcast is.
That's exactly.
Just to be clear.
This pod/channel isn't, like, on top of the ball for the new stuff. Like, this is just a group of friends doing their thing and just having fun with it. So, disclaimer.
What you get here is... us as competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players, who are up to date on the things that are going to happen, things that are currently happening. You get our take and how they affect us, and that's why we do like to talk off the top about our weeks in Yu-Gi-Oh. Because how are these things, whether they've happened or going to happen, new cards, new ban lists, whatever, how they affect us and what we experience as players who play locals often.
Yes.
So that's why. Plus, this is our space to talk about our love of the game and our experience with the game, and that's why off the top. But viewers, you can let us know if you genuinely find our discourse about our week in Yu-Gi-Oh! Uninteresting. That's feedback we're happy to hear. Keep it civil. Maybe we adjust the programming layout of our show. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
But beyond that, this is not the first place you're going to hear about things that happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! But it might be the most in-depth.
Yeah.
And even if it's not, it's the most in-depth that pertains to us, our locals, our experience, and the experience for the kind of competitive to mid-core player. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. And then, with that being said, too, is if you are looking for, up-to-date news, right away, we're not the channel, right?
So are we.
Go check, TSX, go check Pod, go check Jessica, and those are the guys that are up to date right away. That's their career. This is what they do.
We're not news reporters.
No, we're not. We're just here to chat about our weeks in Yu-Gi-Oh. The one guy commented well, we don't even I don't know what your skill level is at. I can't see you play. Blah blah blah. It's we're just explaining our experience, right? Yes. Because some people can relate to some of the things we say. If you can't relate, then just didn't experience what we experienced. But it seems very common, from
now.
Local to
here's
local.
The good news. Here's the good news. If people are curious what our skill level is. And where we're at with the game, At the time of this episode coming out, MATTCS, the first week of 2026 is live. You can see the locals tournament I host here in this basement.
Yep.
Where the members of TDE compete for this trophy, which I designed and made and painted and everything. You can go check that out. And yeah, I guess since this is coming out after that, we can spoil it a little bit. We'll get into that in our week in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
But that's a series I've put a lot of time and work into, cultivating this group of people and a healthy meta game that we play to. And it was awesome, and expect more of it to come. And more matches too. If you're not able to sit down and watch the full MATTCS, those matches all come out as individual matches on their own. They just get released a little bit afterwards, so that people are watching and want to really go into it spoiler free of who's coming home with the trophy in the week. You can do that. So happy to announce that. And yeah, let's just get into it.
Yeah, well, and like I said, like you said, feedback is always important. Feedback that's good criticism is always good for us. Like we can update it. Like if the sound is off, camera, lighting, anything is off, let us know. But if it's like the content itself, it's like you can give advice, but we're just talking about what we want to talk about. That's the point of this. Like we don't want to feel like we're forced to say certain things to appease people. Then it's like it kind of just destroys our vibe, because like, oh, we have to talk about this. That's what gets us views. Like, that's not really what it's about. And we, it's still a small channel. So we're just taking our time with it, see where the what traction kind of goes.
At the end of the day, I'd never want this podcast, all the content we make, to feel like work. And for the most part, it doesn't. And that's not what we're trying to accomplish. We're not trying to be the end all be all of Yu-Gi-Oh news and punditry. We're just
vibing. It's just chilling. It's just vibing. Like there's not a lot of like Yu-Gi-Oh podcasts. I personally don't know of any Yu-Gi-Oh podcasts out there.
There's none.
So there's like, this is one of them, if not the only one, and we're just doing our thing, right? So
there's been some in the past, and like Heart of the Cast was a good one. There's the Pot of Greed. But those all offer different things than what we hope to offer here. But anyway,
nonetheless,
for viewers, I actually appreciate you guys a lot. We do this for us, to be honest. But the fact that it's reached people, and however many viewers we get on any video, it's always appreciated. We're always happy to, especially when we get comments and stuff with people, I watch this to, do my chores or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. Appreciate that. Happy to be a mainstay in people's lives as they, have an outlet to appreciate the game outside themselves. But enough of that. Let's get into our weeks in Yu-Gi-Oh. Did you play Tuesday? No.
I didn't play Tuesday or Friday.
So I played Tuesday. I went X1 at the Southside tourney. I can't remember. I can't remember what I lost to, but
was it 3
rounds? I lost in the finals. Typical. Played against Mitsuyami.
Oh fuck.
I had 2 weird first games, and then I don't even remember what I played last, and I lost. But Friday, I also played locals. I went X1, but previously I discussed how I went X2 at the Sunday locals, or maybe it was last Friday's locals. And I lost to Jackson, which put me to the X2. But somehow the reporting got messed up. They actually gave me the win. Because I was checking back in my Neuron. And so I played Jackson final round on Friday, and I beat him. But
the final round?
On Friday.
Oh, Friday. Yeah, my fault.
And I said, I give him the win, because you guys messed up the reporting last time. So I technically went X1, but decided to just, balance the scales. At one point, this is pretty cool. At one point, because I said on the last pod, at one point I was number 1 in the country. But, it was very early in the year, so it was kind of asterisks for sure. But at one point, again, a few days later, I was still number 2. There was a chance for me to go number 1, but the guy who's in first place, I think he still is. At least in this country.
Canada, by the way.
He that same night I was like, okay, if I win every game, I'm up by 3 or whatever, or 2 wins tonight, I'll be in first place, which is like not actually an accomplishment, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Take the screenshot and then just like, hey, at one point in time, I was the best player in the country.
Yeah.
But that guy played at locals that night and won 5 times, so he fucking went right up.
Skyrocketed.
So like, okay, I'm done trying for this race. Yeah. Not really. Like, I'm still trying to get as many wins as possible, but you know, it was like, okay, flash in the pan thing. We both played Sunday. No, wait, before Sunday, Thursday night. Thursday night was, as I said, the first MATTCS of the year. We didn't play on New Year's. And again, if viewers are interested, go check it out. Yep. There's a really fun bit at the beginning where introduce everybody who's playing in the night, reveal the new trophy, award last year's trophy to the winner. Yep. So go check that all out. And then round 1, what did you play against?
Round 1 was VSK9, Mr. Sam himself.
Yeah, round 1 for me was Sulfa Cordiumi. We both won. Okay. You and I both won round 1. Yes. Round 2, you played, and this is spoilers for the thing. So if you want to go watch it, check it out. Come back to this video.
The matches are being posted before the pod, though, right?
The full MATTCS is posted before the pod.
Yeah.
The matches will come out after. But so you can see all this. It's about a 2-hour full length thing where you can see all 3 matches. And the deal with MATTCS is it's King's Court.
Yeah.
So the camera stays at the top table.
Yes.
And the winner of last week starts the evening at top table.
Yeah.
And if they win, they stay.
Yeah.
They stay until they lose.
Yeah.
And then, you know, whichever round that is, either it's round 1 or 2, that might change who ends up in the finals.
Oh, okay.
But the winner's trying to keep their spot at the top table.
Oh, I hear you. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, go check that out if you haven't. But if you're okay with spoilers, here they come. We both won our first round, which was off camera. On camera, Charles played Cool Tunes against Dallas's Hecka Hands, which was a big reveal because no one knew they had got those decks and were going to play them.
So they're playing the new deck builder deck.
So that ended up being pretty cool because it was 2 Phantom Revenge decks that we haven't seen, at least on this channel, and at locals even.
Yep.
So that's a cool match. Go check that out. Then round 2, you played against Charles.
Yep.
And he was playing Cool Tunes.
Yep.
And how'd that go?
Yeah, I won.
Yeah, he smoked his ass.
Yeah, it was very one-sided. It's a new deck, not much support for it.
Yep.
And it's once you kind of figure it out, it's kind of easy to hit for the most part.
Board presence.
There's still a lot. Board presence is huge, and there's a lot kind of going on. So you got to be like on the ball, just so you don't get like caught off guard and suddenly they got stuff on the board. But even giving him the benefit of the doubt. First time using it, it's a new deck. The strats aren't really exactly there. Yeah. And I don't think there's much good support for it.
No, it definitely needs another wave of support, which I believe hasn't been announced yet, but support for Eniacraft and what's the other one? Hecka Hands, I think got announced already.
It's like Blazing Dominion, so it's going to be a ways away.
Probably May,
which is pretty rough.
I think it's May for TCG.
Yeah.
Which is a while to wait for sure. But here's my... So I think we briefly touched on these decks before, but I haven't played against Hecka Hands yet. Mm-hmm. From what I can tell, it's pretty lackluster. Eniacraft, though, is chief among the decks in that set for me as being the most lackluster. When you read the cards, especially because they're pendulums and they have 2 effects, you go like, wow, there's a lot going on here. Yeah. This seems like it could be pretty good. And anytime I read a card in that deck, I get punished for it because it doesn't fucking matter. The cards never resolve. They set themselves, you pop them, it's over. I've never played a game against that deck that I've had to actually have read something because it never ended up resolving. And maybe that's just the Draco Tail matchup because I'm non-target popping things.
Yeah.
But for the most part, and then, looking forward a little bit here, John actually showed up on Sunday with Eniacraft, which was again a surprise. And, after weeks of me saying this deck is trash in the group chat, he needed to figure it out for himself by playing it. And that was his consensus too. So, maybe at some point, there's some Eniacraft effects in the new support that directly rival Draco Tail. Like you can't form a chain link of 2 or higher. And you can't
cool them out.
Yeah, there's something like you can't send cards from maybe deck to grave or something. There's something.
So shuts down like branded fusion.
Yeah, like there's something that specifically rivals Draco Tail.
Yeah.
But I'm like, these cards are face down. I don't care what their effects say. So, anyways, Cool Tune feels like they were like, we want to do something similar to Draco Tail, but for synchros.
That's what it felt like.
And there's hard locks in Draco Tail in that you have to use a monster from hand. So again, like Rahu's not branded fusion because you have to have something in hand.
Yeah.
You know, same with Malulu and whatever. And then, you know, the fusion locks that both those cards also dictate.
Mm-hmm.
But Cool Tune feels to me a little bit over
locked, like hard locked.
Yeah, like
you need like
over-tuned a little bit, pardon the pun.
Yeah.
Where it's like, because synchros are way more generic than fusion monsters.
Yeah.
Even with the generic fusion monsters, like synchros are just too generic because you're just combining levels. So they make the lock of like 2 tuners into this tuner synchro monster.
Yeah.
Which is already a pretty hard lock because there's not a lot of tuner synchro monsters.
Yeah.
But then there's also a lot of cards in Cool Tune that also kind of soft lock you into synchros. Or lock you into tuner synchros. I think the field spell and one of the main deck monsters also, like your starters, lock you into that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just feels like a little bit overtuned to keep balancing. But we'll see if the ban list ends up being the balance that deck needs to kind of, break through.
Yeah.
But anyways, going back to MATTCS, you're able to beat Charles. I win my second matchup, which was Yummy Mimighoul. So 2 rounds against Yummy. Yeah. I actually haven't had to play against Yummy, at Thursday when I was playing those in a while.
Yeah.
So I was like, holy fuck, I hate this matchup. It's so difficult. But
who's playing the Mitsu then? Was it Evan on the Mitsu?
Self-accord, Yummy self-accord.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah.
So Yummy self-accord, then Yummy Mimighoul.
Yeah.
And then, so it ended up you and I, buddy, in the finals. Like, it was a match.
Yeah.
It's one of the matches of all time. I made a bad misplay. Game 1. Could have killed you.
Yeah.
And I forgot to summon back one of my fusions from grave.
Mm-hmm.
And it bit me in the ass because we had a game 3. And game 3 was not good for me. There was a lot of hoping and praying.
Yeah.
And you had the cards to shut down my play. And then you're able to game me on turn 3 there or whatever it was. So that was a tough one. Wanted the first MATTCS. Worked really hard on the trophy. I had to hand it off to your ass.
Yeah.
But any thoughts on MATTCS, like, or that matchup in particular?
So with MATTCS, that was like my only game of the week until Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah, going into it, the new setup has been good. Like now that we're recording matches, that way we can actually upload those matches.
Yep.
And just have more than just podcasts on the channel. So that's good. So I started off with VSK9 against Mr. Sam there, and Andre talking his shit. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll duel you next." And that nigga lost too, so he wasn't dueling anyways. I was like, "Yeah,
I think he went X3, yeah."
Did he?
I think so, yeah.
You didn't beat Dallas in game 3?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Anyways, regardless, so I was playing Sam. I think me and Sam went to game 3. I won round 1. He got round 2, and then I took it to finish off. And then, it was good. I was drawing some decent hands, so I can't complain. And then round 2 being Charles. I was like, okay, Cool Tune. Let's figure out what these cards kind of do, and just stop it as soon as I can. It seems like. Before the synchro summon, but even some of the synchro monsters, they didn't really put up much of like anything that would like hurt me. So I was like, okay. So I just kind of played through it as I would, just like a normal board, and so I took that. I think I beat Charles there 2-0, and then game 3 we dueled. Game 1 you had the edge, it just didn't use something properly or bring back a fusion, and that's what costed you the game. And then I was able to just kind of push through, and then I won that, and then you won round 2, and then
that was a cooking.
Round 2. I don't think I was able to put up much actually.
That's, you know what I'll say about this matchup in particular? Actually, I'll save it.
Yeah,
because it'll come up later.
And then round 3, and then I ended up winning. I think I was just it's just one of those things, but at least between our decks is like who goes first is a really big one.
Yeah.
Like I really realized this recently is like when I get to go first with Blue Eyes, like I create such a board that like I just can interrupt so many times. Like there's a points of interaction is really crazy, and I don't even need to do like the cipher play or even going to Magia. Like just the hand traps and the sets that you can kind of have.
Imperm, Valor, Purge, Majesty is usually enough.
Yeah. And then like that doesn't include like potentially a Drill Beam or like an Ash or the Bell, right? And I don't flood. People play 3 of for Valor. I do 1 because it's searchable, and I don't really care for its effect after because I do have Imperm, which does basically the same thing, but on both people's turn. It's just not a hand trap. If you have a board, but I can recycle the Imperm, so I basically have like infinite amounts of Imperms if necessary, and then just like the 1 Valor, which is fine. This allows me to play other hand traps like Bell, like Ash, like Imperm, like Purge, and then throw in like cards in Blue Eyes like Ulti Fusion that people don't run, and like and Jet sometimes people don't run, so that's the trade-off that I do, and it's better that way. And then so it's just realizing, especially with your deck, if I'm going first, I gotta set cards that'll pop. Just break apart your back row, and then you kind of just go from there.
That's
because that's my biggest loss. Like once you create a back row and I can't stop that back row, I'm just eating defeat, because it's like it's as simple as flaming any of my Primite cards, spell cards, or the wishes, and then following up with an Ash on any of those cards. You Ash and flame those spells. All right, pass turn. Like it's just that rough. So, and it comes down to like who goes first, because if you can create a board without any of my interruptions, it's pretty brutal.
It's very similar in that way. That's what I was gonna say. That I was alluding to before. That like the matchup feels very like a dice roll matchup. For all the reasons you just stated. Like if you go first, you can set up, and my deck is probably a little bit stronger at breaking your board than vice versa. But they're both tough if you don't draw exactly what you need. But even I think in our game 3, I drew K2 Rahu branded fusion. You just had everything you needed. You had like whatever it was, Ash, Drill Beam, and something else to stop the last thing. So it ended up being, tough to crack. And then then you had the follow up and the grind that I didn't, because I couldn't get into any of my sets or whatever. But from there on Thursday, so congratulations, first MATTCS winner of the year.
I've been waiting for a long time, because the last few weeks we haven't got to play. And like as soon as like work got less busy, I was like, I need to start playing more, and then go to the MATTCS. And like that's when people just been busy with holidays. So the first one of the week, I wanted to set the tone. I really wanted to win, and it was really good to start off that way to win. And it is a Dark Magician trophy, so let it be known that when Dark Magician comes out, that I'm winning this year with Dark Magician, so that way that trophy is in my hand, rightfully so. And I mean, I'm already up, so continue that. I got the Dark Magician shirt on, so this year's gonna be the year of the Dark Magician for me. Better fucking believe it. And then like even
will say
regionals is like a month away after Dark Magician comes out. So not only am I gonna master Dark Magician in that month, people are not gonna expect it. And if they do expect Dark Magician, they're not gonna expect it at the level that I'm playing it. They're gonna fucking hopefully get cooked, because I took Blue Eyes last year and that was rough. And I didn't do too hot. So but we'll see what happens with the ban list that comes out soon, and how much these current decks are affected, and decks like Enacraft and Hack of Hands and stuff, and how they perform as well moving forward, because Dark Magician could be very underpowered.
We're right on the precipice of a new format, which will be interesting to see. Hey man, I like the confidence. I like the confidence. So we'll see what happens. I will say though, with the trophy, I was asking the group like, hey, any ideas? Like, give me like some inspiration points. And yours was like a Millennium Puzzle.
Yeah.
Because you said because it's the year of the Dark Magician.
Yeah.
And that's what inspired me to make this. So it's hard to see here on camera. It's getting a bit of glare.
Yeah.
But the circle that's probably glared out right now, that's the Dark Magic circle.
Yeah.
So it has all those details. Dark Magician in the middle, then the MATTCS plaque.
Yep.
And then, at the end of the year, at the beginning of next year, whoever wins this, there'll be another plaque on there with their name. And it'll say Matthew Raaid. MATTCS 2026
That is not my
champion.
name, but all right.
But yeah, let's move on to Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday, played against Six Sams, lost.
Yeah.
Fucking brutal.
Not a good way to start the day.
Yeah, then I proceeded to go 3 straight wins after that.
Yeah.
The third of which
was
our rematch.
Yeah.
And so I had to get my you had to get your comeuppance, and I had to get my runbacks.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how it played out.
Yeah.
I think you went first though.
I did go first.
You won the dice roll. I just had the hand traps. I'm fairly certain, but
because I won game 1, you won game 2, and I won game 3. No, you won game 3. Yeah. So it was like one. Because you started with Lucaia. That was game 1. The Lucaia stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you went first.
No, you actually went first game 1.
Yeah.
And I stopped your play. You passed on pretty much nothing.
Oh.
I normal Lucaia, so you impermed it. And I attacked with 18, and then I passed back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Needless to say, though, it was a pretty low event. First 2 games. I think, you must have taken game 1. I took game 2.
Yeah.
My deck post side game 2. I've been calling it the cookening. That's what it is. If I see Fenrir in that opening hand, I'm winning this game.
Okay.
Like Fenrir and 2 Draco Tail monsters, I'm like, it's
over.
Yeah, we could go next if you want.
That's fair.
But just because like puts up whatever 2 to 3 traps, Fenrir, Gulamel, and then like a hand trap in hand, I'm like, added back Femena.
Yeah.
Like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah. Did you start with Fenrir? No, though. That round.
In that round?
Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
I can't even remember.
I don't think you played Fenrir on me that day.
Yeah.
Regardless, you took game 2 though.
Yeah.
You got get back, so that was good.
And you were XO at that point?
I was not. I was X1.
You're X1.
Yeah. So we had the same stats going into that.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I just need to. But taking game 1, this is just good advantage as like anything that's like a best of. So then game 2, you took that, and then game 3, it was just a good back and forth.
Yep.
And
then you misplayed.
I misplayed.
Yep.
So the issue that I did was I, like you, did not reborn the monster I needed to reborn.
That's actually right. Yeah.
So I didn't have True Light on board, but I had Primite Load, and I did declare Blue Eyes, and I should have brought back my Maiden, which I didn't do, because at which point I was like building a board. I think I went to Tyrant or whatever it was. But I should have brought back Maiden, and then it would have allowed me to go into True Light. And I don't even think it was load. It was something that I used to summon Blue Eyes. Because if I did load, then I wouldn't have done her effect. It wouldn't have worked, if that makes sense. Because I would have special summoned a monster.
Yeah.
So it was something else that.
No, you roared into it. Yeah. You roared into the Blue Eyes.
I roared into Blue Eyes, and that's when I should have brought it back.
Because what's funny is I was like, okay, now you're going to do this. I was like narrating your thing, just trying to fuck with you a little bit, but also keeping myself in the game.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh shit, I was about to declare Blue Eyes with Lord and Lord.
Yes.
Thanks for the help, because now I can actually use the Maiden effect.
Yeah.
And then you didn't summon the Maiden.
Exactly.
So I thought you were like
already
No, I thought you were like had something else in store.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, weird.
Yeah, I know.
And then you Tyrant, and then I was like, okay, I can take these 2 monsters dying and then hit back on the crackback, right?
Yeah.
But
so not bringing back Maiden hurt me, because then I couldn't bring back the True Light.
Yeah.
So I had a dead Drill Beam, which I set.
Too,
yeah, that's what that was the difference. It was literally because I had a dead Drill Beam, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Right. So because then on the follow-up I would have done True Light on the draw phase, special Blue Eyes, and then my Drill Beam would now be live.
Yeah.
And that would have been that push, because I think you just activated K2 at that point. You added what you needed and infused. Had I banished that, I don't think you didn't have much there.
Yeah.
Because I think you had some random monster in your
I
hand.
drew like a Perulia for turn.
That's what it was.
So you would have had it for sure.
Yeah. So
that's twice this week.
Yeah.
You and I faced each other, and the winner was most likely that one for sure.
Yeah.
Decided by a misplay.
Yeah.
Who knows how it would have played out if I had taken game one at MATTCS.
Yeah. I think if you just had another body to attack with, I think that's what that was. And
but if I win that game one, who's to say you don't still win game 2, 3, right?
Yeah,
but we just don't know.
Yeah. That was the deciding game 3.
So it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But this should highlight how competitive we are to viewers too. Because at the tourney, you're like, oh man, I mismade. Yeah. I'm like, damn, bro.
Yeah. Because most times the guy's like, nah, go back, it's fine.
Yeah, no, but I was
this
thinking
time
back to MATTCS. I'm like,
that and it's like, I mean, given his situation, it's like, nah, if I bring back Maiden, it puts you in such a tougher spot at that point. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
But that loss, because that was round 4. And then that basically led to, like, I'll go over my rounds again, but that led to my 5th round matchup being complete shit. Because it was Enacraft, right? Like, it was John on Enacraft.
Yeah, okay.
So that guy didn't know what was it doing, and he had 4 set monsters, and like, I'll go to attack with Tyrant. I was like, I'm just gonna run over everything.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I'm gonna just book a moon your Tyrant. I was like, huh? Is it a target? He's like, no. I was like, fuck.
Crazy.
So I can't even do that. And then the scales, like at the end of the turn, when you use an effect, it goes up the counters.
Yeah.
And then you had 2, so then it's 900 per. So it like basically had 2 counters on each, 4 counters total. It did 3,600 damage.
Yeah, okay.
So I was like, oh, okay, so this is happening. And then that basically happened 2 turns in a row. That's 7,200 damage. Yeah. So another 800, I don't think was hard to do. So I was like, yeah, it was a tough one for sure. I was like, this is so weird to interact with. I didn't read the cards. I was just trusting John. But some of that shit just felt some like bullshit, dude. I was like, fuck. And then going into game 2, the fucking shifted me, dog. I was like, I screamed. I was like, you're the fucking shifter, dude. I was like,
oh, yeah. Yo, it was actually crazy funny moment at locals.
Like, in addition to like everything else that's going on, which we'll like speak on in a sec here, but like, so my 5th round being that I was already hungover that day, by the way, because the day before was my boy's wedding. So I was like, I'm gonna just go in, and I was just really locked in because I wanted to win. So I was doing well up until like that point, you know. Yeah. So besides like the misplay, but that misplay was this fucking drop.
Yeah.
So I was like X1 going into our match, and then it was X2. So I was like, okay, well at least let's just go X2 today, so 3 and 2, and then Enacraft, a deck that I don't know about. I was like, if it was any other deck person in that realm that I was dueling, I could have maybe got it. But anyways, I was thinking about it though. Had I beat you, you were X1 at the time though, right?
I was X1. Yeah, I lost round.
So you would have been X2, and I would have been X1. Okay, so maybe I would have been
the same.
Okay.
Like I would have played John, you would have played who I played. And then I actually went on. I had a chance to win the tournament.
Yeah.
Because the guy I played against in the 5th and final round was XO.
Yeah.
Meaning if I beat him, he goes to X1. We have the same record.
Yeah.
But because I've beaten him, I get the tiebreaker point.
Yeah.
So I would have won.
Okay.
And couldn't pull it off.
Okay, yeah. So because had I won, it would have been a little bit different because I wouldn't have played him because I already did play him, and that's who I lost to.
Yeah.
And but I was thinking like, because I looked at the table that we were at, so it was like Chad, Stun player, and then we had 6 Sams versus Jackson.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that like
shout out
that would have been us like right there. Had I beat you, it would have been like, oh, me against Chad or whatever it would have been.
Yeah.
But I was just like, fuck. I was like, it could have been a top table, but I'm here against fucking Enacraft. Because I looked at that table, I was like,
all off one misplay.
Off one misplay. I was like, out of that group of 4. My loss probably would have been to like Jackson of any of those 4 there. But yeah, misplay ended up being bottom table, and then I lost that, and that fucked my day up too.
These things happen, man.
Slow. It's just
sometimes they happen on camera in front of.
Well, that misplay would have kept me at X1, and then the next duel would have been like good enough to go X1. I probably would have played maybe like Brighton or something too, because he was also up there. So and then he's also a very tough matchup. So I probably would have just went X2.
Doesn't matter.
Regardless, I just looking back on it, I was like, man, it's like first Sunday locals, and then like I was on track for a good X1.
Yep.
And but that's just the way it goes. Because game 1, who did I play game 1? I think I started off with Sherwood. I think I
so
just
Mitsuyami.
Yeah, Mitsuyami, and then I lost, and then game 2. I'm trying to think. I won game 2, but who did I win against? No, I dueled someone top table because I sat next to you, didn't I?
Nah, because I lost my first one. Then I actually played against Charles Cooltoon.
Okay.
Quick 2-0. Sorry, Charles.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, fuck, I can't remember.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, regardless, because I played Andre in one of the duels.
Yeah.
I think that was game 3.
Yeah.
And then I beat him because I went game 1, game 2 him, and then game 3 I took it. And then so I was like, bro, you're fucking losing it, dog. This guy, VSK9.
Now you did
ass.
So you didn't play against a stun player?
Yeah.
Did you or no?
No, I didn't play against him.
Well, a few of us ended up having to, but I played against 6Ms, obviously.
Yeah.
There's one point, shout out to Andres too. He's a guy at our locals, plays a lot, plays 6Ms a lot.
Yeah.
Was playing Blue Eyes for a while. And he plays 6Ms. And I think this will transition us into one of our topics here.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a Crashout again. So for any of you who don't know, 6Sam is a deck that's almost like 20 years old now.
Yeah.
If not. And it's futuristic samurai. They spam the board.
Yeah.
They have every type of extra deck monster except for fusion, maybe pendulum. But yeah, they put up synchros, they put up an Xyz, and they have a link monster too.
Okay.
Now it's mostly a synchro deck.
Yeah.
And the synchros are pretty powerful in that they're negates. One's a spell negate.
Yeah.
One's the newest one is a monster effect negate.
Yeah.
And they can make it very easily.
Yeah.
Like under nib and everything. And so they do that to insulate a combo. Now you can end on a board that's just like a spell negate, a monster negate, and ways to grind. But what they can also do is a really cringy FTK.
Yeah.
By way of piling up Bushido counters.
Yes.
Because the cards are so old, they do say once per turn, but they don't say you can only activate the effect of, say, Kazan once per turn.
Yeah.
They just say you can only use this card once per turn,
yes.
which
Soft.
in Yu-Gi-Oh means nothing really.
Yeah.
In modern Yu-Gi-Oh, what that used to mean is while this card is on the field, you can activate its effect once.
Yeah.
While it remains on the field, you can't do this until the next turn.
Yeah. With that specific card, though, right? Because if you had another one in hand for some reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you could have two cards out at the same time, and if they say you can only use this card, referring to the actual piece of cardboard, you can only use that card once per turn.
Yeah.
Now, the way Yu-Gi-Oh is ruled is that if that physical card leaves the field, it's no longer that physical card. And if I bring that physical card back into my hand and summon it again, it's a new card.
Yeah, it's reset.
So I can use that effect again.
Yep.
So while summoning infinitely this way, they can
burn, right?
Remove Bushido counters to, re-add that card back. So they might get 2 level 4s that have that soft once per turn.
Yeah.
Overlay them into Ga Cowboy,
which
detaches 1 to burn for 800.
Yeah.
And they can do that 10 times.
Yeah.
On the first turn of the duel.
Yeah.
And they do.
Yep.
It's happened to me. In this case, I didn't let him do it 10 times. I said, show me the combo once. Okay. Analyzed it. I have no points of interaction, but now I know the combo.
Yeah.
So if I do have points of interaction next time, maybe there's a way around this if I end up in this situation.
If you just imprint that monster, then you're safe from it, basically. No, eh?
No, because its effect is an inherent summon from the hand.
No. The Gaga Cowboy that burns.
Yeah, you can Gaga Cowboy burn.
Yeah.
You could imperm that. Then they just add whatever they detached from the grave back to hand.
Okay.
Summon out a different copy. I don't know how many copies they play of Gaga Cowboy.
I hear you.
But at this point in their turn, you're not holding your imperm for Gaga Cowboy.
Yeah.
Right? Because I believe there's a pivot in the line where they can do a board or they can extend into this combo.
Yeah.
It's not like they have to choose one choice or the other.
Yeah.
And like I say, they're nib proof here. They're I don't think they have a trap negate, but they definitely have a spell negate.
Yeah.
Anyways, 6Ms can FTK and they can do it reliably.
Yeah.
if you don't draw the right types of hand traps. So, needless to say, like I said, this has happened to me before. And Andreas was there, and he was playing this, which is fine. Because in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, a lot of decks are playing a lot of non-engine hand traps, which means you have ways to stop this combo from occurring, especially in Draco Tail. I have non-target pops, get these fucking Bushido counters out of here. Let's, play a different game. Anyways, Chad matched up against him at one point in the day and was just like, I'm not playing this.
Yeah.
Because you're going to solitaire me, and I just don't care enough. So I'll just take the L. That's fine. Like, you want to play the game.
Yeah.
If there's a deck that doesn't allow you to do so, you're not forced to play that game. Now, stun. So I find FTKs to be cringe because it's not the spirit of the game.
Yeah.
Stun I find to be cringe.
Yeah.
Even though it is in the spirit of the game.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying. And I've never lost. There's very few games that I've actually lost to stun players where I've been like, yeah, man, you got it. When I lose to stun players, it's like, this is fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, there's some stun decks I think that are okay and kind of fun because there are ways to play around them. I played against like a MATTCS stun player, and that's annoying, but it's more like stun control than it is stun pure.
Yeah.
To me, I define stun as I am not allowing you to play the game. So why am I bringing these two things up at the same time? To me, those are the exact same things. If you kill me on the first turn of the game, I literally could not play the game unless I had hand traps. Most decks play hand traps. I can play the game.
Yeah.
If you're not allowing me to play the game by establishing a board with a bunch of floodgates on the first turn, to me, those are the exact same thing.
Yes.
And there's kind of alternate win conditions. Now, I know stun decks usually attack you with Vanity's Fiend or Ruler for game, and that's a win condition that most decks rely on, attacking for game. But to me, those are the same concept. You're abusing a broken mechanic that is only broken under these circumstances that your deck allow.
Yeah.
And is not broken enough to warrant it being addressed, because then it kills non-degenerate versions of the deck, right? I don't think Konami has it in their best interest to kill 6 Sams. Yeah. Not that a whole lot of people would care.
Yeah.
But there's no point.
Yeah.
And sure, it can FTK. Do you ban Gaga Cowboy? Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. They did have banned cards, like the 6 Sams, like the opening of the gates, whatever it is.
Yes. Yes.
Like, or the gates of whatever that was banned, but now or not banned, but limited or something like that.
Yeah. That's one that enables these types of FTKs.
Yes, yeah.
Or 6 Sam. So I explained how you can keep looping this thing, right? Mm-hmm. So there's actually, if you like Perulia or Fulos, a 6 Sam player, or even both, in some builds of the deck, you just signed your death sentence.
Okay.
Because they'll just keep summoning
from
hand or deck until you deck out of cards and don't have cards to draw.
Yeah.
So then past the turn, you have no cards to draw, you forfeit the game.
Yeah.
So I think cards like that, or decks like that, archetypes like that are so old that they don't have those types of locks on them, can be problematic, and sometimes should get addressed. Do I think 6 Sams is currently ruining the Yu-Gi-Oh metagame? No, I don't.
Wait, if you Perulia them, you deck yourself out.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They don't, like, if you activate Fu or Perulia on them, the real answer is like Maxi, because they can special a lot from anywhere.
Yeah.
But specifically Perulia and Fulos, because they can keep looping stuff, they can summon that same guy 40 times.
Yeah.
Now, it's faster to make Cowboy 10 times than to summon that guy 40 times, because with the Cowboy thing, they only have to summon that guy 20 times.
Yeah.
So it's faster to just kill you with Cowboy.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think 6 Sam is like ruining the Yu-Gi-Oh metagame, but it is an FTK, and FTKs are annoying.
Yeah.
And I don't think FTK should be part of the game, to be honest. But I don't think that most modern decks can't deal with them.
Yes.
So
it's just hand trap.
There's the balance, right?
Yeah. Now stun, it's like they have all the cards in their hand. They just activate it because usually just back row.
Yeah.
So you can't really hand trap them. You just gotta hope you have board breakers, but like game 1, you're not really running board breakers typically, unless your deck allows it. But then that's your advantage if you have a deck that allows it. But most decks don't.
Yes,
it's usually a side thing.
That's the trade-off, right? With when you're playing a board breaker deck, you're not playing hand traps, or you're playing less hand traps to fit the board breakers in, and that's the trade-off. Is the guy can set up a board that's too unbreakable, or is able to recur and whatever. But that's part of deck building. That's part of the fun. That's part of strategizing. Now, we talked about the match you and I played against each other. The whole time, while that was going on, one of the greatest matchups I've ever been witness to was the 6-sound player versing against the Morganite stun player. This was insane.
Crazy.
Because I had just watched this Morganite stun player, stun a Lunalight player out of the game. Don't feel too bad for the Lunalight player because you're playing Lunalight and that's fucking annoying. So you got stunned out of the game. But now when you have these two, immovable object versus
dice roll decks, basically.
I guess
at that point
you could call it that, yeah, for sure.
Because 6-sound doesn't play hand traps, right? Because you need a lot of those cards.
They can, yeah, but
just not a lot of hand traps.
It depends on the build, yeah. But Morganite,
but even then though, because even if you did have hand traps, it's hard to hand trap
stun.
Yeah. So so that's why it's like dice roll at that point. It's like whoever just goes first.
Yes, but it's also in the way that things happen, right? Because Morganite stun doesn't play hand traps because it plays the Morganite cards, which don't let you activate effects from the hand. But it lets you normal summon Vanity's Fiend for free. To me, cards that straight up say your opponent can't special summon or neither player can special summon, those cards shouldn't be in the game, in my opinion. But as far as most stun decks go, I respect Morganite stun the most. Because it's the most familiar to a time that Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually existed in. Decks like the Morganite stun deck would be competitive at any point in time in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think that's kind of cool. Because it's very unga bunga. Like, I normal summon big guys because this card says I can. And also that big guy says you can't do anything. Now, in terms of like metagame and what I want to see at locals, it's fucking not that. It's fucking annoying to play against. I actually played against it at the YCS in a Winamat, which was funny because I was playing Gem Knight Tenpai bullshit. So me playing against a stun player was like, oh, you're actually not locking me out of anything. I played, 6 copies of Red Geki in my deck. I don't care about Vanity's Fiend. But it was a fun back and forth because we both recognized we were playing cringe.
Okay.
Now, that takes a certain self-reflection and awareness to show up with a cringy deck and acknowledge it's a cringy deck. And take anything that comes with that. Not everybody has that, right? And especially when you're talking about the card playing community, there's certain things like, social awareness, self-awareness. That's lost on some people that play our game. I'm tiptoeing around it, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. This is just the nature of card games. There's a wide breadth of people. Like there's ends of the wide breadth of people that play our game. I'm part of that wide breadth.
It's a spectrum.
It's a spectrum, and I'm on there for sure. Look at this fucking shit. So, all that to say, the 6-sound player set up his FTK.
Round 1, by the way. This starts in game 1, by the way.
And the stun player was like, I don't believe you. You can't do this 10 times. And made him do it 10 times. So he did the loop, burned him for Cowboy. I think he got to like 5 times. And the guy was like, okay, fine. I believe you. And then he starts going off. That's fucking stupid. You're not even letting me play the game.
Stun player says this to 6-Ams. You're not even letting me play the game. This is bullshit.
So at this point, I take a side, glance away from our match. I say, hey, let's call him Steve. Hey, Steve, you're playing stun. He goes, well, at least my cards let people interact and play around them. Not really. No. You're playing Vanity's Fiend and Skill Drain and Rivalry and all of these floodgates that people have been like, these are a problem for a long time.
Yes.
Those are crammed into your deck. Also, you draw 2 cards. You can summon twice. You can normal summon for free.
Yeah.
You're playing Unga Bunga shit. And sometimes when you play Unga Bunga, that's enough to get around some of the prevalent meta strategies. Sometimes it's fucking not.
Yeah.
And that's what you get for playing Unga Bunga. Now, when you're playing Unga Bunga and you play against some other cringe shit, you have to have the self-awareness to go, I got out cringed.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This guy was not having that. It culminates or it escalates to a point where the 6-Sam player, maybe it's game 3, I don't know, is doing the loop again. He's setting up the loop again.
Yes.
Because in game 2, for some inexplicable reason, the stun player sends him first.
Oh.
After you just got FTK'd and complained about it.
Okay.
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
So that might have just been game 2 then.
It could have been,
That's
but
kind of fast. Anyways.
At one point, like, he played it like 6-Sams, then he FTK'd him twice. But on the second time he FTK'd him, the guy gets really upset.
Yeah.
And as he goes, okay, so here it is. I'm going to do this thing again now. The guy goes, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And the 6-Sam player's like,
yeah, like this is not joking. This is actually serious.
Yeah, deadly serious. Yeah. Hey, man, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Guy's like, okay, man, you're fucking salty. Like, relax. And he goes, no, man, fuck you. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Why would you ever play that?
Yeah.
This is so stupid. I can't believe you're playing these cards. These cards are broken. They're too old.
Yeah, it's
they should get hit.
Yeah.
Which is all things I said, but I said it in a pretty calm. This is not what was this guy was relaying. To the point where he throws his cards at him. He takes his own deck and throws it at the other guy.
Yeah. Not the whole deck, some of the cards.
Some of the cards.
Yeah, yeah.
6-Sam player's like, okay, man, you need to relax.
Yeah.
Right? But a very chill guy, the 6-Sam player.
Yeah,
like, and he's just like, you know, take a timeout, buddy. Like, you know, they're not going to come to fisticuffs, but it's not looking pretty right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So, again, I take a break from our match. I say, listen, Steve. You don't have a leg to stand on. Complaining that his cards are unfair.
Yeah.
You're playing Vanity's Fiend.
Yes. Yes, because he was saying that, oh, that deck is like 20 years old. This is unfair. This is bullshit. Vanity Fiend and Majesty's Fiend are all older than the 6-Sams deck.
Or at least the exact same time.
Yeah.
Same era.
Yeah.
You're playing Skill Drain.
Yes.
You're playing Rivalry.
Yes.
You're playing Anti-Spell Fragrance. You're playing Spell Canceller.
Yeah.
That you have no leg to stand on. You can't be complaining about other decks. You showed up here with your anti-meta stun deck and lost to something that wasn't meta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy's raging. Next thing you know, he says, yeah, these cards are too old. And also, they're too expensive. He's on TCG Player trying to purchase the deck that he just lost to because this is the type of guy he is.
Yeah.
You know, I won't go as far as saying I respected his game before, but he shows up with interesting decks.
Yes.
He doesn't play meta decks.
No.
He plays, you know, Kashtira Stun or, you know, and he can pull off some combos that are like, hey, that's really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Nothing that's like, damn.
Yeah.
But enough that it's like, fuck, I got to sit here for 20 minutes drawing my...
You got to think, but in a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I kind of appreciate that at locals. Yep. But after this, I'm like, dude, you're a loser.
Yeah. He was
like,
just
how are you going to complain, say it's unfair, and now you're trying to buy the deck and complaining that the cards are too expensive. And this is a deck that's been reprinted so many times.
Yeah.
Like 6-Sams have a lot of reprints.
Yeah.
They even got reprinted up until Rarity 3 last year.
Yeah.
There was some of the 6-Sam cards that were like, those ones hadn't been reprinted.
High rarity versions of it.
So just utter, absolute bullshit.
Because then he goes, after he threw his cards, like, give me my fucking shit cards back or something like that. Like,
can you please pass me back my fucking stupid cards?
Yeah, and I was like, yo, it's your fucking deck, man. You're just calling it dumb.
I wouldn't have.
Yeah,
if that was me, nah, dude, pick that shit up yourself.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly.
Fucking throw shit at me? Like, grow up, man. Grown ass man.
Yeah. It's like, because then he was like, how the fuck are you supposed to do with that? And you're like, oh, just hand trap it. He's like, I'm not playing hand traps. I'm playing Morganite cards. Like, That's your fucking problem at that point.
You chose to build this deck.
I mean,
you put Morganite cards in your deck because they what?
Yeah.
Give you an advantage.
Yeah.
They let you do all the degenerate shit. Okay. What do they not let you do?
Yeah.
The meta shit everyone else is doing. Meta, if you could call it that. Playing hand traps. Turn 0 interactions. Turns out having turn 0 interactions is pretty good when you're about to get FTK'd.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah.
Like, fucking.
And every complaint he made is literally an argument towards his deck, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, your deck is broken because it's this old. Well, so is his, right? I know Morganite's a bit newer, but like Vanity's Fiend, Majesty's Fiend are all old as shit, and all those one of back row continuous.
It's honestly the same thing because the 6 Sams become playable. They can enable these FTKs.
Yeah.
They're a rogue deck.
Yeah.
Because they got new support in like Suda or something.
Yeah.
And that got reprinted in tins.
Yeah. Oh,
so
tins, yeah.
Both decks are the same thing. You're able to play Vanity's or Majesty Fiend or Vanity's Ruler or whatever because you got Morganite cards.
Yeah.
Well, he's playing 6 Sams because he got Tactician and whatever the other one is.
Yeah.
And the new Monster Negate. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
These are both decks that should have been left 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And their legacy support.
Yeah.
So it was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious to see what viewers think. What's more cringe, Stun or FTKs?
Yeah.
In my opinion, like I think FTKs are more cringe.
I think so.
But here's the thing. When I got FTK'd by this same 6 Sam player, there's a reason. Because I chose to play Dracotel.
Yeah.
I chose not to play any turn 0 interactions in my deck besides monsters because they most enable my strategy.
Yeah.
So that means I'm not playing Imperm. Now, I can let this guy do his thing, but if I nib him at any point, his FTK is ruined. It's over.
Yes.
In order to do that, I have to be playing Nib and Imperm.
Yeah.
Or Valor.
Yeah.
I chose not to play Valor. Which, you know, if it's in the side or whatever, those are things I can side in for, you know, say game 3 when I might have to deal with this again. But I need 2 points of interactions, which one he has a stop to via the Monster Negate.
Yeah.
And I chose not to play those because I wasn't basing my strategy to beat meta decks on what if I run into 6 Sam FTK. Oh. It's not going to happen all that often. At our locals, it might because that guy plays every weekend. And I'm willing to take that L if I lose a game to 6 Sam FTK.
Yeah.
This guy wasn't. And yeah, I don't know. It just added to our crash outs. The unfortunate thing, the really unfortunate thing about this crash out is there was this guy who's also part of this wide breadth of Yu-Gi-Oh player.
The green jacket guy?
Green jacket guy.
Right.
Definitely an interesting cat.
Well, definitely, like, he's pretty new. Like, he didn't play, he was just spectating, but it seems like he's new to the area or just new. Yeah, new to IRL Yu-Gi-Oh for the most part. Like, he says he played a ton of Master Duel.
Yeah, and definitely, you know, maybe not a socialite, let's say.
Yeah.
But he was trying his hardest and trying to, you know, acquaint himself with people who play the game. So in a friendly gesture, he went up to this game that finished beside us after, you know, Steve got FTK'd. And, hey, like, what decks are you guys playing? And Steve thought it best to let him know then and there that, again, 6 Sam guy is a piece of shit. He's playing a stupid deck.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
And it's just embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing.
When someone comes to our locals and, like, that's
the atmosphere, like the energy.
Yes, that's like a representative of our local scene in our community.
Yeah. And
like you're being a fucking baby.
Yeah. Yeah. He was being a really big baby. Like again, just contradicting. Lack of self-awareness. This is a grown-ass man, by the way. So,
yes. Yeah.
But, you know, it's just the way it is. But then like I had to like look at him. I was like, despite what's going on right here, it's usually pretty easygoing. Yeah. And everyone's pretty okay. But the way the decks they're playing caused this.
Yeah.
That's what you don't use corny ass decks, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And I guess I want to get your thoughts too, because like I've talked a lot about Stun versus FTK. There's a lot of FTKs.
Yeah.
Have I ever thought an FTK was cool? No. Like, yes, in the way that like I'll watch a Yugo Pro combo video.
Yeah.
Wow, you can bridge this into this and kill your opponent.
Yeah.
Or even Enneacraft, there's an FTK where you get Gap the something, which auto forces monsters into face-up attack, which means all your Enneacrafts flip.
Yeah.
Which means you get synquisition counters, which means you can burn for game.
Yeah.
Because their effects special them face down.
Yeah.
This guy flips them up. Counters.
Yeah. And they, like I said, they do have the scale, so it's 900 per counter.
Yeah.
So if you get that shit to like 6, for example, on both sides, that's 12 times 9.
Yeah.
You're doing like over 10k damage.
So,
or just about, but yeah.
I think it's cool that people can find combos that achieve burn in a turn. When I think it's the first turn of the game, I think that's cringe.
Yeah.
There's even there's an FTK with Gem Knights that the new Gem Knight card, which is like crazy starter, also an extender, also gets you another normal summon. Gem Knight Neperium.
Yeah.
Its specific text says, okay, but if you do any of these 3 effects that are really good, your opponent takes half damage for the rest of the turn. And they put that in there, not because it's relevant to anything the deck is now trying to accomplish, but so that people wouldn't go back and try to enable that FTK from years ago.
Yeah.
Gem Knight FTK.
Oh, okay.
Which is good card design. Because fuck that. Why are we making decks at FTK?
Yeah.
Like the Gimmick Puppet deck, I don't know if you ever played against that when it was a thing. It was briefly a thing and could FTK you first turn. Again, susceptible to hand traps like any deck, but it's just, I don't know. To me, I find that so lame because that's not in the spirit of the game, like I say. Stun is cringe. I find Morganite to be a pretty honest stun deck. But anything that's like, Pachycephalus, which is now banned, thankfully, or, Inspector Border, Water Barrier Statue, plus Moon Mirror Shield, that kind of shit, I'm like, get a job. Like, take a second job, don't come to locals, work a weekend job, and then buy a meta deck and never show up with this shit again.
Yeah.
That's my advice for stun players. Jackson played Runic Stun. Runic Stun is probably the height of cringe to me.
Yeah. Because it mills your deck. It stops you from doing anything.
As far as alternate win conditions go, I think it's the cringiest one.
Yeah.
Because, I know Josh Schmidt plays Runic.
Yeah.
And likes it. And I understand that the Runic cards are pretty simple and effective. I think the strategy of banishing your opponent's deck to win a game is so fucking cringe because, again, it's not like you're locking the opponent out of their strategy.
Yeah.
You're taking away their cards face down.
Yeah.
So there's no way for them to get it back.
No.
And we've banned every card that says return, every card from the banishment to the grave or whatever, or to the deck for a good reason.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think Runic Stun is cringe. I don't if you play Runic Stun, we're ops. Jackson is the only Runic Stun player that I remotely like.
It's a crazy call out because he hasn't played that deck in over a year. So he's just throwing fucking
no,
attacking him for
no reason. Look.
Yeah.
When Jackson played Runic Stun, I didn't even know this nigga's name.
Yeah. I know. One of the first interactions with him when he was using that deck, because he did beat me with it then. But Steve also ran that deck.
Yes, he did.
And that was when I was playing Shining Sark.
Yeah.
And I always remember that because this guy, oh man, because my deck thrives on banishment as long as I have the monsters like the Gandora that I need. Because Gandora gets 300 attack per banish card. So he just fucking made him beefy as hell.
Yeah.
So he had his banishment, my banishment. And then I kind of fucked up at one point because I didn't realize. I thought his effect needed Shining Sark on the board or something.
Okay.
And I didn't.
Oh,
but
shit.
it didn't need it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just tribute these 2 motherfuckers and summon it.
Yeah.
Because I had them in hand. So I did that. And then, he's like, oh, you can't do that. I was like, bro, read the fucking card, call judge, whatever. This guy can't accept a loss.
This guy calls the judge a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he does. Because he plays some... Because he doesn't want to accept a loss. But again, back then, it was kind of whatever. But the way he reacted to this particular deck...
reminded you of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of funny when they try to do this corny stuff and your deck just plays through it like nothing.
Yes. Yeah.
It's always a good feeling when you don't lose to these people because when you lose to them, it's all right, fuck you. You didn't actually beat me. You just used the stun deck that stopped me from doing anything.
Yeah.
So okay, well, just move on. Whereas you play through it and just break apart their board, especially him, because he does this, plays that kind of deck often. And it's just like watching his face go soulless is always like a good feeling. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because and we've talked about this before, but like I think anyone who shows up to a Yu-Gi-Oh locals expecting to not face adversity because the deck you built is just so good, I think why bother coming out? You know, like, and then when it doesn't behave the way they want it to, or you know the records aren't there for them, then they're upset.
Yeah,
which that's a normal reaction I have when I go to locals and I lose. I'm upset.
Yeah.
I wish I did better. But it's not because I should have won because I have better cards.
Yeah.
Or I picked the better strategy.
Yeah. You just didn't play right or
yes. In my mind, it's like
outplayed.
I drew poorly.
Yeah.
I misplayed here. I can go back to moments where it's like that cost me the game.
Yeah.
And I can reflect on those and try to be better next time, right? Or hey, this is a tough matchup. If I don't see the perfect cards, it's tough for me to win this game.
Yeah.
That's fine. I chose to play this because I'm X1, which means, 4 out of 5 times, my deck did exactly what I needed it to do. I just couldn't pull it off against this one guy.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that over. I showed up with stun and lost to an FTK.
Yeah.
Because at least when I play, I make friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People don't leave a game against me for the most part. Some people might not like me, but I don't play a game and people are like, fuck, that was insufferable.
Yeah.
Maybe, this guy cooked me.
Yeah.
Or this guy is a little intense or whichever day you get me on, but not fuck that.
Yeah.
That fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Which is, I feel like even the 6M FTK, it's a little fun. It's a little bit like, can you actually kill me with Gaga Cowboy of all cards 10 times?
Yeah.
All right, man. Show me the line.
Yeah.
All right, man. That's crazy. Let's go next.
Yeah.
Cooking. And then now I know what to side, game 3. Stun is just like, yeah, he might draw Skill Drain. He might draw, Vanity's Fiend. Like, it's just kind of lame.
Yeah.
Just
no thought process. You just play the cards, set them, pass.
And then the runic thing is like
just worse because the quick plays are fucking annoying.
It's just, to me, I understand people believe runic to be a control deck.
Yeah,
I understand that perspective.
Okay,
the way the cards are written, yes. I just don't like the fact that you're banishing cards from the top of my deck face down.
Is that the runic cards that's banished, or is it like an okay?
So, back in the day, it was like runic Kashtira.
Yeah.
Or runic Kashtira, and they would lock you out of every zone.
Yeah.
And the Kashtira could just do that by itself too. But I don't like runic stun because it's not like if you're playing straight up runic or like say runic Radiant Typhoon, I kind of respect that because yes, you're playing a control deck and the banishes, even as annoying as they are, they're ultimately leading down a strategy of control rather than stun.
Yeah.
What I don't like is like runic stun where it's like, synchro zone and all these kind of generic floodgates.
Yeah.
When Jackson was playing that shit, I was playing Malice. I don't think I ever lost a game to this guy, but I was pissed every time.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I got to play this for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Go through my little combo and play around these cards, right? It's just like exhausting because it's like
you're thinking
there's no fun points of interaction.
Yeah.
And then when I played against like the Dogmatica stun deck, which is pretty similar to the runic one, albeit Dogmatica cards opposed to runic. Same kind of thing. It's like it's kind of boring, man. Like this is not. You flip floodgates on me, and eventually hope to like run over me with a 1500 beater. It's kind of lame. Yeah. It's kind of lame. I respect people's dedication to whatever deck they choose. Like that goes without saying, but if you're playing like one of those cringy decks, not even that you have to be worried about I don't like you. If that's not why you go play locals, like if you don't care if you're having a good time or people who playing you are having a good time, that's totally fine. Again, wide breadth of people. That doesn't apply to some people. But I just think it's important.
It's just not going to look good on you. If you don't care about what other people think, sure. But like, it's not going to look good on you if you're trying to make friends at your locals, because you're going to be known as that guy.
Yeah.
And maybe even amongst your friends, you might not be liked, like Labuda, where they had internal conflict because their one friend was using Runic Stun and they played against each other. And he's like, yeah, you won because you had Runic Stun. That was the day that like Dan and Sam didn't want to play him.
Yes.
Right. And then it's like, yeah, man, like, because when you go with your friends and then you play against each other and you win because of your stun deck, they're not going to acknowledge you that you beat them. So this is going to cause like a weird beef that's like whatever. And it's just like, I don't know.
This reminds me actually, like, there was no beef, obviously, but when we were testing for YCS in Vancouver, you know, myself, Charles, Andre, Sam, it was like a really awkward position because I was playing this 10 pi ass go second first turn kill kind of deck, or OTK anyways. And so there wasn't a lot of value in them testing against me. There's a lot of value in me testing against them.
Yeah.
So I could learn the lines of those decks.
Yeah.
But testing against me, there wasn't a lot of value because they go first. I don't do anything besides maybe Fua Perulia.
Yeah.
And then they set up their board. So they're just doing the same, you know, most ideal combo under maybe a Charmy.
Yeah.
And then I am just using every board breaker in the game against them. It doesn't showcase interactions as well as it could.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was a little bit of a detriment to our group when I was playing that, because it was like I was getting more out of it than they were.
Yeah.
And they still got stuff out of it because like, oh, how do I play against these particular board breakers? Or if I see Gem Knight, you know. But the chances were low. Yeah. It wasn't 10 pi, and it definitely wasn't as popular as 10 pi. So there's that aspect of, if you're part of a group of players, you know, like our team is, you're less inclined to bring a cringe deck like that because like you want to go and piss off your friends.
Yeah.
Like if someone brought a deck like that to MATTCS, it would be like a haha once.
Yeah.
And if they did it twice, you'd be like,
see you later, pal.
Hey man.
Yeah.
Could you not? You know, it's, you know, but, you know, we've never had that problem. What I find is it's mostly lone wolf players. Yeah. It's mostly players who show up at locals. That's their only interaction with Yu-Gi-Oh players of the week or whatever. Yeah. And this is a strategy they think will help them win against meta decks.
Yeah.
And I acknowledge like stun can be budget too.
Yeah.
I just think there's better, if you're wanting to be like, if your goal is to win the most amount of games, then maybe yes, a budget stun deck is the best way to get there.
Sure.
But I think there's better uses of your time. Because winning with stun it's not really winning in my opinion. It's winning with stun, and there's a bit of an asterisk on it.
It's just a weird way to like win, because like you're using it so you can win, right? Like your opponent can't play, so you can win faster. But then it's like, you know, it's not meta because you're watching all these videos that are probably suggesting that it's not, but you're probably seeing, oh, broken stun deck. Yeah. And you're thinking like, oh, this might be pretty helpful because this is what people use, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, it's the same guy, right? And he keeps getting like destroyed. Like he doesn't top, he doesn't get very far, right? So it's like, well, what are you learning from these videos then, right? Like, are you just playing it in your head, like as if people don't know what these cards do, that you don't think people are using Lightning Storm, Feather Duster to out these boards, Dark Ruler to out these boards, right? Like it's all it takes to stop that, right? I just need like a one Dark Ruler, one evenly matched, one Lightning Storm, one whatever, and I'm not running all of those, but I am running Feather Duster. If you're going first and I have Imperm and I Imperm your Vanity's Fiend, then it's like, okay, now I can special summon, right? And then now I just crack your board like crazy. I create a monster that is unaffected by traps, like Tyrant, and keep playing. So it's things like that, right? So, and if you're going in to win, stun isn't actually going to do it. And like there are players who know how to play it, like pilot it well, but unfortunately, some people just aren't. And
stun is a win condition. Like no one can say otherwise.
Yeah.
But
it's just a corny win condition.
It's corny.
Yeah, like that's just the way it is.
It's corny.
It's like even like the decks that have like the Exodia style, like where you just draw a bunch of stuff just to get Exodia in hand, or you just sit there. Like that's like an FTK.
Yeah.
Right? It's like just like 6-Sam, but it's with Exodia. That is corny.
It is corny.
It's like, oh, okay, cool, I just got Exodia. But if you got Exodia every fucking week or every duel, that'd be kind of ass.
Yeah, and you only get Exodia so many times before you just play Droll.
Yeah. Yeah. And everyone's playing Droll. So that's why like a deck like that is just just won't work.
If Exodia ever became a prevalent strategy beyond like the Millennium deck, people would just play Droll.
Yeah. And because even 6 Sam's same idea.
That might be an underrated reason why they're reluctant to draw Droll or to ban Droll. I'd never actually considered that. Yeah. That Exodia is technically an FTK.
Yeah.
And
they're not going to stop this because there's so many different cards that like you just draw. They do all these equip cards like the sword and
bamboo swords. Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually like that kind of just blew my mind. Like what way do you have to stop an Exodia combo without Droll?
You just gotta hope they have the shittiest cards in hand, and like maybe your 1 or 2 Ash and Purge is enough to stop. But like, there's so many cards in the deck that lets you add.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the issue here.
But I mean, like, say you get Exodia FTK game 1, game 2 you go first, you kill him, or you side in Droll, mistaken arrest, whatever. Game 3 they have a chance to FTK you again. You're obviously still playing Droll.
Yeah.
Putting in mistaken arrest or whatever.
Yeah.
There's kind of ways around it that are, that you use Droll to stop that.
Yeah.
Without that, maybe Exodia becomes actually like
a tough one
to play around.
Yeah. It sneaks up on you.
Yeah. But I don't know. All that to say, like, I totally agree. Like, I don't know. It's corny. Yeah. It's like, I don't respect it. I respect people playing the game. I respect people playing the game on a budget.
Yeah.
I don't respect Stun.
Yeah, there's no excuse to play Stun. Like if you want to win, you can play a meta deck, and it's like no, like meta decks are expensive. Like they're not. Yeah. Like you can get Yummy on a budget. They're like $2-3 per card, and I think that's like equivalent to some of the Runic cards anyways. Yeah. I mean Runic might be a bit cheaper, but give or take, it's like a $75 deck for Yummy and learn a strat. Right, at least that deck is more prevalent, and you can mix it into Mitsu. That's gonna get its own structure deck.
Something, yeah.
Right, like there's things you could do. You could buy structure decks that are playable and fun, like and
Blue Eyes, like fucking
Blue Eyes branded, whatever. Like you can play Yu-Gi-Oh with decks that can win without having to be corny about it. You just gotta play it
and that's what I mean. I think it's a better use of your time and getting better at Yu-Gi-Oh
to learn.
When you play a low to the ground control deck, like Blue Eyes, like Fire King, like I wouldn't say branded. Branded's kind of branded. I think a couple months removed. I remember we talked about it like how it was a really great product.
Yeah,
I'm kind of switching my feeling about it. Because I think it's a shit product for new players. Really? I think it's bad because it teaches one aspect of the game, which is like combo and hope they don't have hand traps, which as a new player is a really bad feeling. You watch a guy, if you lose the die roll, you watch somebody combo to the fucking moon and you have no interactions because that deck plays no hand traps.
With branded.
Yeah.
Sure.
Then you go on your turn, and if they have enough interactions, you can't do anything. If you go first, maybe not structure deck branded, but branded as most people are playing it right now, you try to idle lock, you try to do some sort of lock.
Yeah.
And that's tough because, like, I played against a branded player this weekend and playing Draco Tail. I'm like, and I beat him. It was 2-0 or whatever. It's like, yeah, man, this is just a really tough matchup for your deck because my deck does what your deck tries to do.
Yeah.
Like more efficiently.
Yes.
I don't have to wait till the end phase to get value out of my cards. They're already set and I can activate them. Yeah. So it's tough in that way because it's like, in a lot of ways, Draco Tail feels like a more modern version of branded. And I don't know. It's tough to try to teach people to play when it's like you try to do your thing. If you do, you win.
Yeah.
But you have no way to stop your opponent from doing the exact same thing. Yeah, and they have ways to stop you from doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it feels not as good as like Blue Eyes.
No, for sure. I don't think it is better than Blue Eyes. I think it's still a pretty good product because like
it's a good product.
Yeah. Because first of all, you do get for the price that it's at, you do get some pretty good hand traps.
A lot of value,
and interaction cards. But the deck is designed where it's like you do kind of have to sit there. Besides like the nib that you get in the deck, you just kind of sit there and then let them do their thing. Your hand traps are your branded, like your bestials and your nib basically. Otherwise, you have like your you get thrust in the deck. Fallen the Virtuous is one, like a slight board breaker. You have, was Dark Ruler in there maybe? I can't remember what other board breaker was. Yeah. Regardless, and then you have Black Goat last too, which is can be pretty solid actually, if you just play it well. It's just one of those things where you oftentimes are just sitting there and watching your opponent combo off, and they create a board that with branded you can't really play through very easily unless like you have all the starters in hand and then you just finish off with a branded fusion. Then things can shift around there.
And play a lot of bricks. It's
So and then alternatively with like Blue Eyes, as a structure deck to structure deck, like you same, it'd be similar with Blue Eyes as well. Like if you were to compare the structure decks, you would just sit there oftentimes. Like the deck does give you like Veiler though, like Imperm, nib, like more hand traps,
Veiler.
But you don't get any board breakers besides nib. So if they don't play into nib, then you have to play into a board that you might struggle with. But I guess that's what the hand traps are there for as well.
That's what I mean, right? It's mostly like the hand traps. Like, sure, you don't get board breakers. There's no board breakers in branded either, really. Like, so, like,
besides like Albaz itself.
So Super Poly maybe. Like I think Super Poly's
in there, and then you get like Druid Swarm, nib.
But even still, like the fact that
it's a 1-for-1.
But branded, like I'm not dissing the structure deck as a product because I think it's good. There's a lot of cool reprints. As an entry level product, though,
it's a bit tougher.
It's a bit tougher than some of the ones we've seen recently. Especially the ones that stick out most to me are Blue Eyes Fire King, because I think off the shelf, those are like both really playable. Obviously, to take them up, you have to purchase more product. And that's the nature of a structure deck product. Like that's the point.
You have to buy 3.
Buy 3, but also like there's stuff in this new set. You know, so now you're not only getting a new player who's enjoying this, but also they're going to keep buying stuff. Whatever. That's the nature of it. But with branded, kind of feel like, plus your win condition can be, and in most cases is like that fucking idle lock. So then to get a branded player to like, oh yeah, buy these old cards. Also, you're playing stun. It's like, it's come on. But I do like the branded deck. I like the combos. But
it's tough.
I do like the way the structure deck is even set up, where it's like they give you Dogmatica cards. They give you a lot of weird stuff that normally wouldn't go into like say a top tier branded deck, but stuff that all works together. And I like some of like the cute synergies that deck produces by way of some of those cards that, like, you wouldn't normally play Dogmatica cards because you can't special from the extra. But using their end phase effects or some of their effects, it's kind of good. Like I've watched Carl kind of like mind map the deck out and show me combos and stuff and be like, wow, this is cool. I would never have thought.
I think that's probably might be what it was. Something else too is that branded might take, compared to, so the average branded player and the average Blue Eyes player head to head, the Blue Eyes player is going to win. But a really good branded player could play that deck, like raise the ceiling of it much higher than you could raise a Blue Eyes deck. Because it's like, it's very, I'd say mostly linear with Blue Eyes. Whereas with branded, because there's so many alternatives and so many different monsters you could send off certain effects. It just depends on what you want to trigger and when you want to trigger it. And that might be, the case, right? For example, following the Virtuous, if you have Mirror Jade, maybe you pop your Mirror Jade to trigger off the board wipe. That could be your weird tactic there.
Something.
Right? And then you send, Albion, so you have a set card. I don't know. It could just, it's a strat, right? If you're okay, I need to break that guy's board, I have nothing. So maybe popping my Mirror Jade here.
I think it's got to pop by opponent's effect. But same thing. But
you got to think differently, right? And like that's the uniqueness of the deck. And like, you'd have to be like, you can't be like
there's a 24-hour video of branded combos. So like, it's sick, and there's a lot you can do with it. I think it's just like a hard ask of a new player to be like,
it is, for sure. And it's
really watch tough. 24 hours of this, and also like these cards lock you from the extra deck, and you're playing a fusion deck, and it's like, okay.
Because I think some of the basic lines do limit you to so much, right? You end up with like maybe like 2 monsters in a face down. Yeah. It's like, okay. Yeah. So it's just a bit tougher in that way, but I don't think the deck's terrible, but more so like just throw it into something else. Yeah. So if you have Draco Tails, like, oh cool, I have these branded cards that I can now use. I just gotta pay, I don't know, like $20 for one structure deck.
Something like that.
Right, because that's all you need to do.
Okay, I got a question for you following our topic on stun and cringe and FTKs. World stage, YCS, final round.
There's no way that guy gets respect.
No.
Okay.
You're playing. You're going for the championship. Mm-hmm. What would you rather queue into? FTK or stun? Stun?
Yeah.
100%.
That's all I'm concerned about.
You lost the dice roll.
Yeah.
Same answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then games 2 and 3, I just side for what I need. That's it. So game 2, I side in what I need, break the board, or I make my board, how I need to play it. And that's just with the decks I'm using, like Blue Eyes alone. Oh, I'm popping so many fucking cards. I'm getting Ulti Fusion in hand and Majesty set. Just off that, that's 3 pops. Yeah. And then I got Drill Beam. That's another gone. And then I got Ultimate Spirit. That's a negate. That's it. They're not playing anything if I go first. And then, given that I have the right hands, they're not using hand traps. I'm fucking playing. Oh. No nib, no droll. Oh man, if I open Primite and Blue Eyes, yeah, that they're losing. Game 3, that might be a bit tougher with my side deck. Because if they're going first, then I'm playing like board breakers. So I got the Lightning Storm, Feather Duster, and those are like if they have like anti-spell, so I have to set now. That's gonna hurt me. Yeah. Right. I can't do anything. So I might be relying on like a Drill Beam in hand with like a Primite card in hand. Right. And then I set it and then I'm like, okay, pass. Yeah. Right. And then I just gotta, because they can't kill me on the next turn. So I'll just have to take out anti-spell. They're one of. Yeah. And then next turn I just play. Yeah. I pop their back row, play. So that's how you frame it, right? Similarly that way. Easy to do. FTK, it's, if I lose the dice roll, I don't have the hand traps necessary, then they build their board, and then I can't play against it. Game 2, I go first, I interact, they can't play. Yeah. And then game 3, they get to go first again. And if I don't have the hand traps, I'm cooked. Yeah. Right. So that's the difference. Because there's someone did runic stun and they had like a monster that can't let you do something, right? Whatever it might have been. Yeah. But it wasn't stronger than a barrel. So like, I run it over. Yeah. Now I can play. Yeah. So then I go, okay, main phase 2, and then I'll make up my board. So that's what with stun. It's not awful, but if it's a person that knows how to play stun, then it might be very, very difficult.
That was some of the chatter that was going on outside the shop the other day that I overheard. It was like that, and I joined in the conversation, but it was basically like Steve's stun deck, to me, is someone unwilling to adapt to the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah. And is playing Unga Bunga. Yeah. And I think the Morganite cards facilitate that.
Yeah, enable that behavior.
I think other stun players and people who are like dedicated stun players, it's not that. It still is the first half, like unwilling to. Yeah. But if you took a modern player and were like, hey, play stun to the best of your ability, I think there's better ways they could have played.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't get FTK'd.
I don't know, like a Idol Lock branded fusion.
Like maybe don't play the Morganite cards and but I don't know.
Because you have like different avenues. Because if your stun route doesn't work, then you have like a whole other side that you want to play, right? Yeah, so it's something. It can be interesting that way, but I don't know. But what would you do then? FTK or stun?
I think nerves wise, if I was playing on that big of a stage, I'd want to play against the FTK.
Really?
Because
that means you have to hand trap her in the right spots.
Yes, because then I know I either have it or I don't. Yeah. And it's not this like puzzle that I'm, tiptoeing through trying to navigate. And if he flips the wrong card, it's over for me. Yeah. That to me would be like so much pressure. Yeah. And I feel like with stun, even there's certain pockets of time where you have a chance to really make an impact. For instance, the Lunalight player playing against Steve's stun deck was in a position where I think Vanity's Fiend was out, Skill Drain was up, and there was like 1 or 2 other sets. But he actually had Imperm set in the Skill Drain column, and forgot about it.
Imperm set in the skill drain column.
So he could have skill drained the Vanity's Fiend.
Or impermed it and then negated the skill drain.
Yeah. And then negate the skill drain.
Oh.
And he didn't.
Okay.
And by the time
That's heartbreaking.
by the time he realized
that
he could have done that, he had lost the monster in hand, which would have enabled the combo because he had to set it.
Fuck yeah.
And then by that time, Steve had drawn a super poly. So it was like brutal to watch. And, but I would never want to be him in that position where everyone's like, dude, you could have done this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to
But arguably it could have been the same. You could say the same thing with FTK. It's like, oh, you hand trap here. It's like, no, you could have.
Yeah, but then you could be like, dude, I don't fucking know this FTK.
Yeah.
People would be like, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But being like, I don't know what skill drain or imperm or vanity speed does is a little tougher, right?
So how would it work with skill drain already on board and you go into
Tyrant?
No, Leo Dancer. Or
Liger Dancer?
Liger.
It's
unaffected.
It works the same way as
Tyrant.
Okay.
So if it's there already.
If it's there already, it's unaffected. If it's summoned onto a board where that's already active, then its effects are negated. I think Liger Dancer might be different.
Because it's unaffected.
Yeah, but so is Tyrant.
That is true, yeah. Because Tyrant's unaffected by traps, but it is a trap.
It is a trap.
Whereas, but it's the same thing as Liger.
If it applies to Tyrant summon that way, I believe it also applies to Liger Dancer. Yeah.
Which is kind of ass, but not ass at the same time, because Liger is a tough one to like do nothing work. You can't super poly it. You know, it's like untouchable. It's legit a god card. And it's like, well, it's a custom card. It's a double pop.
Literally.
So
fucking yeah.
Anyways, yeah, no, that's Stun and FTK decks. I just can't stand them. I avoid playing them, and it's always a good feeling when you can beat them. Like, you just draw what you need. It's like, okay, cool. Like, stop whatever you need, then I'll play what I need to play. Yeah. So my first game, though, it was against Branded, the guy that didn't play for like 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
So that went to game 3. I super polyed him because I was like, oh, I know how this deck works. I either take your monsters. With mine, I make Secretarian or something, or I went to like Pred Plant, Starving Venom, Dragon. So that was really cool because he got like hella beefy, and then I used 2 of his dark monsters, so it just kind of broke his board a little bit. So that was cool. I don't get to go into that monster very often, but it's a good against like Malice or his
Luna
deck,
Light
even Luna Light too. So that's why I used that. I was like, okay, cool, and then Pistos, whatever. So I took that between him, and then game 2 was Mitsuyami. And then I'm starting to learn that with Mitsuyami, like if you know they're playing Mitsu, is just hold those hand traps for Mitsu, because when I played him, he got rid of Herald that same turn. Like, he didn't wait for Herald, right? Like he got rid of Herald, so it was like so
Herald's
if
the bridge.
Yeah, exactly. So they just want to go into Mitsu as soon as they could. So that's what happened in game 1. Is he went into Mitsu, he built his board, and I already wasted 3 hand traps on the Yummy. So I only had starters, or maybe not enough to go very far. So all I knew was like, I'm just gonna go game 2 here. I was like, I didn't even bother, and I went second there. So then game 2, that was like the rest of our time, and he was up in life points. So I just gave it to him fairly because he got me game 1, and then game 2 is up in life points. So I was like, I'm not gonna make this a thing where I like go double loss. So that's fine, but I'm starting to think that like had I held those hand traps once he went into Mitsu, it would have been a little bit better.
Here's what I'll say. Like, I don't know. I'm actually not sure if there's like an engine you prefer to start with, but
they typically do Yummy.
Yes. So reason being is that the bridge from Yummy to Mitsu is more reliable than the inverse.
Yes.
If they start with Mitsu, the bridge is Vampire Zombie or whatever.
Yes.
So it's a card that mills 4 from the top of each deck, summons 1.
Yeah.
So I was in a position where this guy, I played against the same player. He was going Mitsu. I had maybe 2 hand traps, and one of them was Bell. And he's doing Mitsu stuff, which means Bell's live.
Yeah.
You know, for the summon back, whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, he's gonna out his own board for me by overlaying a Habakiri and a Murakumo.
Yeah.
He's going to out it for me. And then when he's Zombie Vampire, since it's specials from the grave, I'll just bell it.
Yeah.
And this guy's passing on Zombie Vampire.
Yeah.
And so that's what he ended up doing. I belled the Zombie Vampire. At one point, I summoned an Arthalion at some point in the turn. Maybe it's after or before. But he like drop lidded it, so that his vampire could run over it. But it was like a very recoverable position for me. I didn't have extension past that, and I think that was game 1.
Yeah.
But then it was like, cool, that works. You can't get into Yummy because you can't mill. And if you're going to zombie vampire, it's because you don't have Yummies in hand.
Fair enough. Especially if you're starting with that side of it.
Yeah. So it was a matter of like baiting out the
that's a strat, eh?
Baiting out the Murakumo.
Yeah.
Negate. So I was like, okay, so now he has no incentive to keep him on board.
Yeah.
He's probably going to overlay these two.
Yeah.
It's a little mind gamey. Shout out to last episode of the pod where I was like, I swear to God, dude, though, if you overlay those two, I'm going to be so pissed. And then he does it, and I was like, perfect.
You said that to him?
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
And then, but then it was funny because the first 2 games, so game 1, the zombie vampire bell thing happened. He's able to recover from that, attacks her game next turn.
Yeah.
Game 2, cooking. I go first. Fenrir, Cartesia, whatever the fuck, like just everything.
Because Fenrir just rip apart their like Herald.
Yeah. So then he starts. He starts with Habakiri.
Oh, okay.
I ash it.
Yeah.
He's okay. Let's go next. He's like, I think I could have played through all your other interactions.
Yeah.
But I couldn't play through that.
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay. Game 3 was like a very weird one.
Yeah.
My hand was terrible.
Okay.
I opened Flame. Branded Fusion.
Yeah.
Branded Fusion.
Oh, no.
I think a Fuelos and
you're going first here. Or second?
Second.
Okay.
So Fuelos, Flame, Branded Fusion, and Rahu, I think, was my hand.
Damn.
So I'm like, this hand fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I got no monsters, no Femena. Like, it's
Fuelos
tough.
has got to go off kind of thing.
Fua, this guy's like, I started doing like this, look at him.
Yeah.
He's like, holy fuck, this guy.
You got the Ash?
No.
He ashed me.
He didn't have the Ash. It was worse.
Wow.
This guy activates Crossout.
That's...
I go, what the fuck? You didn't sign it out? What's wrong with you, man? You
That's all I heard that, yeah.
I was like, bro, what the fuck?
So we both got fucking silver bulleted, bro.
Literally, bro. I was so upset. I was like, damn. Because if it resolves, then I'm either keeping him off Yummy or I'm profiting from Yummy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And of our 3 games, it was the only game he actually saw a Yummy card in his opening hand. Yeah. So he goes full Yummy combo.
Yeah.
Bridges into Mitsu. And I activated Branded Fusion. He ashes it. I'm like, cool. Rahu. I think he Retal sees it or something. I'm like, fuck.
Retaliating C.
No, I couldn't even activate it or something because I didn't have a monster in hand. Yeah. So
what was your draw card? Like another spell trap then?
What was my draw? My draw was maybe a normal summon like Lucius or something, and he negated it. It was Meows. My draw was Meows. Because then he goes, I have a clear board. He goes battle phase. I'm like, okay, he's probably got like surprise and he's probably got like prayers. I know he searched them. I'm like, those are probably the sets. Good chance those are the sets. So I'm like, okay, he does have game with, but I'm like, let's just try this, man.
Let's see.
I was like, I'm pretty sure you got it, man, but I'm going to Meows here. He's like, oh, okay, let's see. I didn't actually there's nothing that would have saved my ass.
Yeah.
Like, if I drew exactly Swarm, which I'm not playing at all.
Yeah.
But that would be my only one out.
Yeah.
You know, by that logic, I could say if I drew Gores, I would have survived, you know, but.
Yeah. Karibo.
Exactly. So, Battle Fader. But I just wanted to see what I would draw. If it was like a Femena or a Nib, it would have been like, wow, that fool would have really saved my ass, man. Yeah. But no such luck. But yeah, man, Mitsu Yummy stuff.
Yeah, no. So I guess I didn't really put it in that perspective. I didn't know people were like doing the zombie vampire route.
Yeah, that's
I've seen it happen. Like Jackson did it on me before, but I didn't know that was like a consistent play.
Oh yeah.
But if it is, then that's good to know to hold like the hand traps. Even more reason to hold the hand traps against like because Yummy interaction is not a big deal for me. Like
not for you, bro, because you just make Tyrant and fucking kill them
all, or just do Spirit Drake and like holds down their grave.
Yeah.
But once they go into Mitsu, then it's like I'm cooked, and especially if I do waste the resources on Yummy. But now that I know this, like if I see Herald, then I'm waiting for it to get off the field. That's the big one. And then I'm like, okay, I know they're going into Yummy here or Mitsu. So because obviously they would have just kept the Herald.
No.
Worst case scenario, if they do leave the Herald on the board and that's like, oh, that's all they're playing. It's like, okay, then I'm just dealing with Yummy. And yeah, sure, I'm sitting with all these resources, but now like when they like if I kept the Bell, for example, well, now that they tag out, I can Bell that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I just bait the Herald with like cards that I don't mind losing.
Yeah, that's what it was. He ended on Herald when I activated Branded Fusion. So it was like,
he negated that.
Yeah, he was like, what was your play there? And I was like, oh, I would have Lubellioned, sent the other Branded Fusion in hand.
Yeah.
And shuffled them back to get a pop the Herald.
Yeah.
Try to do something there, but nothing really.
Yeah. Then he was game 2 though. And then that took the whole, like round 2 took the whole match.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you just take it. And then game 3 was Andre. I beat him in game 3. And this was one of those moments where I was like, I'm so thankful for like searcher cards because I did wishes to search for Maiden. And I'm going through my deck and Chaz is over my shoulder watching. And it's all 3 of my Maidens like together.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Chad. I'm like, look. He's like, yo, I was like, this is one of those moments where you don't need to worry about like a top deck or whatever.
Yeah.
Because just the way you shuffle, it just ends up that way, and it happens.
Drawing 2 Branded Fusions.
Yeah, there's one duel where I opened 2 Blue Eyes and 2 Bells, and I was like, great, this is my starting hand, right? And this is not a good way to.
Yeah.
And it's hands like that cost you the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It just sucks so ass. It's like, oh, I can play this, but I just don't have the hand. Like I can interact once, and if my next card is like anything, it's just really shitty nonetheless. So. But then I got Andre there, and then round 4 was you and me. Round 5 was John with Enacraft, and that was tough. So speaking of stuns and not being able to play through anything, so with Enacraft, it's a weird, it's control because you can't do much, so it slows you down like heavily, and if you try to attempt something, it's those flip effects that do things. Yeah. So in a weird way, it's like a stun. And you can play stun-like cards because they don't. So, for example, Shifter was one. Yeah. Another thing is they don't interact with their graveyard heavy, and they use spells and traps often. But like, if they do it first, like going first, like anti-spell and these stuns can work for them because they do whatever they need to do, and then they can just sell like an anti-spell. So then it's really tough that way. And then on your turn, they just trigger it. So it's really tough because then they could set up a stun-like deck of Enacraft, and I can see that being very annoying because already the deck in itself is very annoying.
So before your time in Yu-Gi-Oh, before your time, young man, there was a deck called Cleefort. Have you heard of this?
No, what the fuck?
So Cleefort was the first pendulum archetype. So not the first pendulum cards. And sure, there was like Odd Eyes, but it was before Odd Eyes was like an archetype. Yeah. It was just this generation's like the guy from Arc 5's boss monster guy. Yeah. So Cleefort was the first pendulum archetype, and it's very, very similar to Enacraft. Not in the way that they flip, but they're pendulum monsters. And the gimmick behind Cleefort is they're essentially normal monsters. They have like descriptive text of like what they are, but it's all in like some encrypted language. But their whole gimmick is you can normal summon them, or maybe just Cleefort Scout's a normal monster. I can't remember. One of them is like you activate in the scale and it's a searcher by paying 800. So it's similar to Anycraft in that way. They pay to activate to search. They're also like weird looking flying machines, pendulums, and then their gimmick is their effect is you can normal summon this card, but half its attack. That's kind of the whole gimmick. Yeah. And so what you did was play 3 skill drain. Oh. So you normal summon them, then that's free from the hand. Skill drain can already be up, and now that monster goes from 12 to 2400. So it was kind of like an OTK deck where it's like, and this was when pendulum summoning was anything face up in your extra deck can be pendulum summoned. Yeah. If it fits between the scales, you don't need link monsters because there was none pointing to it. So it was Master Rule 3, I think. So you just like summoned a bunch of these fuckers out and just attack for game. And why the term towers comes from the Cleefort deck. there's a card called Apocryphort Towers, and it had the same thing, unaffected. Rah, 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 rah. So you basically just pendulum summon, I think 2 or 3 of these guys, I think it must have been 2, and then just normal summon towers over it, and now it was unaffected and just a beater, and you just won that way.
Wow.
It's part of like the dual terminal lore, so like the ice barriers and Shaddolls and all that, Gusto and all that shit. It's like the computer virus deity fucking ancient being thing that's taking over the world or whatever.
Yeah.
But Anycraft is like that, but that deck in its prime was like the scariest deck. When it came out at the time, it was like the scariest deck because it was a new archetype, but a new mechanic.
Yeah.
And we're talking about like pendulum monsters that don't even really have effects. They're just crazy because you can pendulum summon them.
Yeah.
So it's like a very Unga Bunga style deck because it's like, make big guys fucking kill. But also it was like, these big guys just keep coming back. You can't really out them.
Yeah.
And this is in a format where, one of the best plays you can make as a Teller Knight player was summon your Searcher and set 4 cards. That was like, cracked. But yeah, Anycraft is like so disappointing to be in that way where it's like they're retraining Cleafort.
Yeah.
And it's crazy underwhelming. I hope it gets a lot better with the new support.
I think Charles was saying that it might be good. Like I think the new support for both Anycraft and Headcans is pretty good. Headcans is very interesting reading those effects. So I do look forward to see like how that.
I feel like all the Phantom Revenge decks are like this though. Like they read crazy.
Yeah.
And then when you see them in practice, it's like, it doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah. But I mean, Anycraft was crazy when I went against it because anything I tried doing was just shut down immediately. And then I just burned for a ton of damage. But they take a lot of life point damage
by searching.
By searching. So the only thing I can think of in response to this is like place a monster that burns them when they activate an effect. So there's one monster that Blue Eyes players use a lot. It's called Black Rose Moonlit Dragon. Yeah. So that's the one that like it burns your opponent for 500. So I think this is also a card that a lot of Blue Eyes players play. Yeah. And that top very high is because when people try to combo off, they are using like this card is burning their opponent.
Yes.
So when you got Malice
Tyrant into actually like a game ender.
Yeah. On the follow up for sure. So when you got Malice paying life points. Yeah. And you really need that. Yeah. That's 900, and then this deck 900 per activation. So like by the end of the turn, John's already wasted like a good chunk of his life points. Yep. So if I had done this monster, it's an additional 500. That puts them in. So again, depending on where the meta goes, these are strats that might be taken. Yeah. Otherwise, you go heavy board breaking and you do like evenly matched. Because I don't think they respond to evenly matched.
Yeah. Dark Hole, they chain the fucking thing to negate and then you droplet them and it's over. Because
is it one of the face downs?
Yeah, it flips.
So what are the face downs? Because one was a Book of Moon and the other one's like a Book of Eclipse.
Yeah, and then there's a third one that's a negate. Okay. I think the big whale's like the negate.
And is that like an Omni negate?
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't read these cards because they don't fucking. I believe one of them's an Omni negate.
Okay, because he didn't do any of the Omnis on me, but he did do like the Book of Eclipse and the Book of Moon, and I was just like, damn, and like they're non-target.
Watch me get fucking cooked by an Anycraft player next locals.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah. I don't know. It was tough when I went against it at least, and like again, the first game he went first, so he was able to build what he needed to do. Because I was like, I don't know what this stuff does. Yeah. But if it's anything like Cool Tunes, then you can play whatever you need. I'm gonna go to Tyrant and then just run over everything because Cool Tunes didn't do a lot. I might have interacted once or twice, but it wasn't a concern.
The cheat code, if for listeners and stuff, and for you, against Cool Tune, is they need a guy on board. Yeah. Because it's like they all have the effect. Oh, I'll mention this too here. I'm sure people know this, but if you don't. The effect that lets them be used as synchro material with a monster from the hand, that effect cannot be negated. Yeah. It's not an effect, it's a condition. So if you imperm it can still be used as synchro material. There's no way to get rid of it.
It's like a contact fuse.
Yes, essentially.
Contact synchro.
But it says, like, I think it's the first line of text on the cards that in the archetype that are applicable, but it's like this card can always be used as synchro material if you also use a tuner in hand.
Yeah.
That can't be negated.
Yeah.
So don't waste your time on that.
Yeah.
But because they always need one on field, so the way they cheat out synchros is having one on field and one in hand. So if you normal summon one that searches one, that means you have a live synchro. Yeah. If I take out that monster on field, the synchro is no longer live. So there's cards in there. So similar to Femena, Femena lets you conduct a fusion summon. Yeah. It doesn't fuse a monster. It just lets you do the thing.
Yeah.
Which is the same as like what this deck does. There is like a quick effect sync, but quick effect lets you perform a sync. So Femena would say, or fusion spells say, fuse by using monsters in your grave by banishing them. Fuse by using monsters in hand, field, or that you control.
Yeah.
Something like that. This doesn't specify where they can synchro monsters from.
Yeah.
The conditions on the cards, you can use this on field with one in hand, enable you to say use that card, quick effect, to conduct a synchro. Because these cards have those conditions, that synchro is now live. But if that monster, before this card resolves, leaves the field, now they can't synchro because you can't conduct a synchro summon with two monsters in hand. Right. That's not a thing in the game. You have
to chain like a pop.
Yes, and the condition,
or sting, even like
yes,
or a horn.
Yeah, horn, compulse, like anything that bounces or pops it to get it off the field means they no longer meet the requirements of a synchro summon.
Yes.
Because even with that condition on the cards, there's no monster on field to be the first half of it.
That's fair. So it very is like a contact fuse kind of thing.
Yes.
Because
it's like Albaz.
Yeah, Albaz or even like the Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
Equipped, like you pop either one, then it's just dead.
As far as I understand, and then when I was playing Charles
you could solemn or like negate the summon, right?
Yeah.
So you can still like impulse it and stuff.
Yeah. But
so there's still ways to play
that too. Yeah, that's a really good point because it's a quick effect. Normally, like say you wanted to stop the Femena, you have to have like called by because Femena discards goes to grave or an Omni negate, right?
Yeah.
Or a monster negate. This is different. This is like a spell card, say. Maybe there's a monster effect that does it too in the deck. That's a quick effect, perform a synchro summon. So if it's the monster effect one, sure, monster negate. But anything else has to be a spell negate or a omni negate. So it's just different in that like it's not like summon this thing from the grave, summon a card from your extra deck. It's like conduct a synchro summon.
Yeah.
Similar to like White Forest. So as long as you can keep them from having bodies on board, they can't meet the requirements to synchro all that often, which means all of their effects that activate when they're used as synchro material aren't relevant.
Yeah.
And then the one monster is pretty cool. It like banishes a tuner from the grave to like negate or pop or something. That one's pretty cool, but they just can't get there all that often if you keep interrupting them. So,
yeah. So from my experience with those two newer decks, it's kind of back to how it was with Justice Hunters for like how to interact with these cards. So it's just your basic staples. Dominantly, I wouldn't say Nib right now because they haven't really fallen into Nib.
Yeah.
But I would say Droll. That hurt. Cool tunes, and they do add a lot in Enacraft. So Droll for sure. Alternatively, Evenly Matched is another one.
Yep.
Droplet is a good one.
Droplet
and
for
then, Lightning Storm, yes, against Enacraft because you just pop there, get rid of the back row. It's the field spell that lets them, like fill up those counters, and then when they flip the effect, it adds the monster back to their hand, and that's because of the field spell. So if you can out their back row, that's very handy as well. Like Regeki, Dark Hole, things like that as well. For the time being, until we get like further idea of how these decks work and how the ban list also performs in terms of like weighing how strong these new decks become. But
yeah. Well, that'll do it for this one.
Yeah.
Again, go check out MATTCS.
Yep.
It's a fun video, and expect more of them to come.
Yeah.
Trying to get one out every week. that is the plan. If you don't have time for that, check out the matches we post.
Yeah.
But MATTCS is the place to do it all in one fell swoop, and you get some behind the scenes and fun gabs and all that stuff. I think that's all we have in the way of like programming news.
Yeah.
Might have some interviews coming on here. But as those develop, I'll keep people in the loop on those. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Deuces.